So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on whatever time you are watching this video lecture on our topic on freedom. So, let's get into it. When we speak of freedom, we tend to think of certain random thoughts depending on how we generally understand freedom, right? Some of us may say that freedom is the freedom to do what I want. Some would say that freedom is a choice. Some and others would say I am not truly free, right? So of course, when we speak of freedom, of course we need to understand where we want to start with the notion of freedom. Okay, so of course, since this is a video lecture and uh, basing on our previous activities, particularly on the ones I have been posting recently on our classroom, there are some who would say that, who would go into a political stance and say that we are not truly free because of a government or such notions as that. All right. However, no. When we speak of freedom, we try to speak of freedom in the moral sense. Okay. So freedom, of course, even if we are hindered at times, we have to consider as well that despite our hindrances, that being the norms of society or the demands of our parents or your own fears that keep you from doing what you could have been free to do, all right? In a way, we are all given the grace or the gift of freedom. Okay? Perhaps not absolute freedom, but in a way you are still free. Okay? Because if we say, for example, there of course there is no such thing as absolute freedom, otherwise you would have the freedom to choose to be born in this world. You would have had the freedom to choose your own name, but of course that is not the case. Okay? However, despite our freedoms being limited, our freedom in general is given to us simply because of our rational capabilities. All of us have the capability to think. You can say yes, you can say no. There are times when even though you want to say yes because you are afraid, then you will say no to certain dilemmas, so on and so forth. Okay, so in the moral sense, no, in relation to our course in ethics, we have to understand that if there is no freedom, then there is no morality and there is no ethics. Okay, why? Simply because if we are just to follow certain rules, we are only if we were only created to follow certain criteria, then we are no better than the computers and the cell phones that we are using. Okay? So your phone, your laptop, your computer, the PisoNet you are using just to have class is there to function at a certain capacity, but it has no freedom to think for itself, right? So basically, freedom in the sense of morality is basically the freedom to do what we believe in. Okay? And of course, sometimes freedom can be hindered. Yes, sometimes it's because of other people. Sometimes it is also because of our own incapability to do what you need to do. Okay? So, without further ado, I would like to discuss two particular individuals who are very different in their line of thinking, yet have important notions on freedom in which we can understand the role of ethics in our lives, especially knowing that freedom is essential in order for us to live moral and ethical lives. Okay? So, first and foremost, we have to understand as well that ang freedom is a human capability. Each and every one of us has the capability to be free, despite the fact that there are some entities, some creatures, some principles that hinder us from doing what we wish we could do. Okay? So humanity, okay, again, is endowed with this capability of reason. So every individual can think, decide, judge, critique, reject, object, obey, disobey, and whatever action that deals with the need of the mind. Okay, so all of these things, everything that was mentioned about earlier, are all capabilities that a free rational agent can commit to. Okay, so you can either obey or disobey a certain criteria. Okay, like if your instructor tells you to pass this on time, you can either obey and pass it on time, or disobey and take advantage of the fact that uh, it's online and you pass your requirements a week before or a week later. Okay, so yun. Okay, so the human intellect is so unique to humans themselves that every action always goes through a catalyst, which is our minds. So without our minds, we cannot do the many actions attributed to our species, just as the actions mentioned above. Okay, so it is our mind that helps rationalize whether a certain dilemma, a certain action, a certain event is worth our time to act on. Okay, so ayun. So the catalyst is the mind. So when we say catalyst, mo ni siya ang processing area where we can say that we can accept this certain thing, we can judge whether a certain thing is right or wrong, we can obey or disobey a certain order or a certain demand from society, things like that. Okay, so with that in mind, regardless of the limits given to us by society, what occurs in our minds is solely in our control. Okay, so even if everyone around you is negative, it is still your decision whether magpadala ka sa pagka-negative sa imong environment or you will remain positive. Okay? So, no one can think for us. Okay? If there are people who can think for us, then it is still our choice to allow them to. Okay? So, we are always free no matter how imprisoned we feel by the expectations of other people. And freedom is given to every human being, whether handicapped or not. Okay, so of course, no, there are some. We can siguro probably we can say that there may be some exceptions, especially when we think of those who are mentally ill, those who have uh, a handicap in the brain, in which they are incapable of thinking properly, things like that. But let us just look into the general concept of freedom and the rational agent. Okay, so again, the rational agent is the human being. Okay, so again, so I hope this is clear in the sense that you understand that you have no real right to complain as to whether or not the world is unfair, because in the end the world will never be fair, diba? So even though we are given freedom freely, okay, libre ang atong freedom, we have to remember as well that that kind of freedom can be taken away if you allow it to be taken away. All right, next. So every action we make is based on our capability to make a decision. Okay? No human act is an act without freedom, or we can say that every action you make is based on your freedom to choose what you think you should do. Okay? All right. So I hope this is clear. Okay? So again, ang bawat kada lihok nimo na sa imong desisyon. Okay? And every decision you make, of course, has a consequence. However, whatever action you make is also an exercise in your freedom. Okay? Then, we do not simply act for the sake of acting, di ba? We act because there is a purpose in every action. Okay? So if you feel that you have you want to sacrifice something, that is solely in your freedom to do so. If you feel like you don't want to sacrifice anything, then that is likewise in your freedom to do so. Okay? So, there are two particular viewpoints on freedom in morality. Okay? So we have to remember as well that uh, there are certain individuals, there are many individuals who have looked into the notion of freedom, this very broad term which we try to comprehend in relation to morality in one video lecture. Of course, we won't be able to do that. I mean, we won't be able to look into the entirety of the generalization on the notion of freedom, but we can at least try to understand how freedom is exercised in our morality. Okay, so we will look into two particular philosophers. First, we will look into Jean-Paul Sartre, who is a French existentialist, whose notion is on freedom and responsibility, and C.S. Lewis on moral interdependence. Okay, so let's take a look first at Jean-Paul Sartre. So Jean-Paul Sartre is this very odd-looking individual who is very well known in the philosophical traditions of existentialism. Okay, so Sartre, pronounced as Sartre, you don't say Sartre. So was an atheist, existentialist philosopher, a critic, a novelist, a dramatist, and a Nobel Prize winner. He is notable for his many works such as Nausea, The Devil and the Good Lord, and The Flies, to name a few. Okay, so Sartre, being an atheist, revolves his philosophy of freedom and morality on the basis that humanity only depends on himself to and should solely be responsible for himself and is only accountable to himself. Okay, so of course, no, I expect that I assume that all of us here listening are in a way God-fearing individuals. Uh, that is those involved in my class at the moment. So, of course, when we think of a philosopher who does not believe in God, we automatically assume that he is a bad person sometimes, diba? Or that his notions on a world where there is no God is irrational or illogical. Okay, in some sense, that is what most of us who believe in a God might think. But let's just keep an open mind here that yes, he's an atheist, he doesn't believe in God, but he has a very good notion on the concept on freedom and responsibility. Okay, so we continue. So, okay, so for start, since there is no God, then we can never attribute our goodness or badness to another being we consider to be supreme. Okay, so kung wala Ginoo, we don't wala tay basihan sa atong kamaayo or sa atong kadaotan. Okay, so we cannot say na maayo ko tungod na Ginoo or daotan ko tungod na ayawa. Okay, so we cannot for Jean-Paul Sartre he says that to believe in God is to be lazy. Okay, tapulan na daw ng magtuo Ginoo according to Jean-Paul Sartre. He would say that he would say that ngano murag ang dating is gipasangin lang nimo kung unsa imong kinaiya sa usa ka entity na di nimo makit-an. Okay, so we should, according to him, kung unsay kinaiya nato, kung unsay batasa nato, sala na nato, dili na sala sa Ginoo. Okay, whatever you are, however you see yourself, however you assume yourself to be, if you think you're good, if you think you're bad, if other people think you're bad, if other people think you're good, you cannot blame God because God does not exist, according to Jean-Paul Sartre. Okay, so we are accountable for our own actions and our own existence. Kung unsay binuhatan nato, dili nato pwede how do we say this? We cannot say that it is because of God. We cannot say it because of someone else. Okay? So if you hit someone, kung nakihapakon, kung sa man gani or whatever, then you would end up thinking that justified imong binuhatan simply because nailain tao or nailain entity nagaingo na imong ipasanginlan or something like that. Excuse me. So, yun, we are accountable for our own actions and our own existence. Kung kita ra mismo ang angay pasanginlan, we are the only cause of our own actions. Kita ra mismo ang dapat modawa sa responsibilidad kung unsa atong kinabuhat. Okay? Like, for example, dili man jud malikayan na naay mga late makatanaw sa videos, naman jud uban na mga late jud maka-submit sa ilang requirements sa klase. However, of course, that is not their fault. Okay? If it if there is a problem with the internet, or if there is a problem with the resources they have in order to study properly. However, what you do in that time while napaka-chance unta na mahuman nimo, bahalag late nimo ipasa, okay? But you don't do anything, di nimo pwede pasangilan ang Ginoo, dili nimo pwede pasangilan ang internet, kung ngano wala nimo na buhat, bahalag late nimo mapasa. Okay? So, yan ang concept. You have to take responsibility for the actions you make or the actions you fail to do. Yan na. Okay? And likewise, we cannot blame God for existing. Okay? Dili na ito mapasanginlan ang Ginoo kung ngano naata diri. Okay? Simply because, according again to John Paul's right, wala may Ginoo. Okay? So, furthermore, also in his work, Nausea, okay, we find a notable quote that is suitable for our discussion on freedom in the context of morality. Okay, so what is this quote? It is, man is condemned to be free because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. Okay, so when we say condemned, it usually means it's not anything good. Okay, to be condemned means murag di priso. Okay, wala kay choice. Okay, murag you are condemned to be free. You have no choice but to be free. Okay, what does this mean? Why do nga mura magnoon negative ang freedom kung i-condemn man day ko to be free? Okay, so let's take a look at it. When you think of it, freedom is something positive. However, when you say it, one is condemned to be free, we have the notion then that negative day of freedom. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so the choices you make, the opportunities you miss, the good you could have done but did not do, the person you hurt, whether intentional or not, your backbiting, paglibak, your lying, your studiousness, your drunkenness, your piety, basically everything you do, only you are responsible for that. Okay, ikaw ra mismo ang responsable sa tanan imong binuhatan. Okay, siguro you were raised a certain way, okay, thanks to your parents, okay, but at the end of the day, kung unsay decision nimo sa usa ka adlaw, sala na nimo, dili na sala sa laing tao. Okay, so kung libakero ka, malamang sala gyapon na nimo, dili na sala kung sa imong environment. Ipili man nimo na awaton ang imong environment. Okay, kung studious ka, maayo ka sa academics, that is still your fault. That is your actions, that is your choice. Okay, so ayun, kung na-pressure ka sa iyong family, then at the end of the day, it's still your choice kung magpa-pressure ka. Okay, kung palahubog ka, you cannot blame your father kung palahubog po siya. Choice man nimo na muawat sa iyong papa na palahubog. Okay, kung banal ka, kung religyoso ka or spiritual, that is still your fault. That is still your choice. Okay, so in everything you do, okay, in everything you choose to do, whether it's motivated by someone else, at the end of the day, it is still your choice ngano gibuhat nimo. Even if ihalad nimo na sa usa ka tawo, bahalag ihalad na nimo sa usa ka ideology, sa usa ka prinsipyo, ang imong desisyon na molihok sa imong gihuna-huna, imo ara ng responsibilidad, dili na responsibilidad sa lain tao. Okay, alright, so to be condemned to be free is still something very scary. Okay, why? Simply because whatever you decide to do, you have no choice but to choose. Okay, wala kay lain choice kundi pilion kung unsay sa imong panlantaw angay buhaton. Okay, So kung feeling ni like alright. Anyway, so yun. So in summary, for Sartre, there is no other choice other than to act on the freedom by which you are condemned to have. Okay, wala kay lain choice kundi mo act. And even though you do not choose, or not choosing is still a choice. Okay, so uh, for example na hanggat kaglaag, okay, so gihanggat kaglaag dayon wala ka nag-decide, this choice gyapon na. Wala ka nag-decide na muuban ka, wala po ka nag-decide na di ka muuban. At the end of the day, kung dili ka mo choose, choice gyapon nang dili ka mo choose. Okay, so since we cannot do anything outside our personal freedoms, then the manner by which we act is what defines our principles and virtues. How one understands morality is dependent on how one executes one's freedom. Okay? Excuse me. So ayun. So I hope we got a bit of an understanding this point, no? Okay. So of course, I believe in your capabilities to understand. I mean, even though my voice is boring, I mean, pasensya na lang. I mean, it's different if you're talking to a laptop, and it's different if you're actually talking to a class, no? Pero this is still an adjustment we have to make. Anyway, so ayun. So when we speak again of morality, we have to understand that each of us have a different understanding of morality. Each of us have a different execution as to whether or not how we approach our ethical obligations. However, as Sartre would say, we cannot simply we cannot simply brush off our responsibility to use our freedom. Okay, or in other words, whatever we do, it is done in freedom, and we cannot excuse ourselves from the consequences of our actions. Okay, we cannot uh, we cannot remove our responsibility from the actions we did. So kung nakikipatay na tao, for example, you will always be responsible for that. Bahalag isugo ka by someone else. Okay? Likewise, kung nakapasar ka sa klase, nakagibuhat na maayo para sa imong katilingban or sa imong nasod, then of course, you cannot be free from the responsibility na nadyo kay maayo gibuhat. So it goes both ways. If you do something good, then accept the fact that it was you who did it. If you did something bad, same thing. Accept the fact that you did it. Okay? Alright. So, Sartre again, being an atheist, says that whatever we do, everything that is in our capacity to do so, it is simply our own capability, our own fault, our own accountability that makes us what we do, what we can do. Okay, we cannot attribute our goodness or our badness to another entity. Kay ang tendency is magpakadawat limpyo ta, magpahugas kamay, and say that I am like this because of this. I am like this because of God. Okay? So one of the reasons why Sartre doesn't want to believe in God is that because it makes the notion of God makes man lazy to be accountable for their actions. Okay? So of course we cannot blame him. No, there are a lot of people who believe in God who are hypocrites, and that is true. But likewise, we cannot escape the fact that there is a tendency that we think we are above others simply because we always go to church, or we always go to the mosque, or we memorize the Bible, or we memorize the Quran. There is always a tendency that there will be someone who is like that. Okay, that is not everyone, but there are people who are like that. Okay, so of course, at the end of the day, being an asshole is still your choice. It is not the choice of God. Okay, so yun. For start, be responsible for all your actions, whether or not nakaigibuhat or wala. Okay, so ang imong procrastination today has a repercussion tomorrow. Ang imong kulang sa pag-study karon nanay repercussion on the quiz. Okay, so you cannot blame the internet, you cannot blame the module, you cannot blame your instructor if you did not study the things he has discussed. Okay? Right. So that is Jean-Paul Sartre. Now let's look into another viewpoint. So C.S. Lewis, if Sartre was an atheist, C.S. Lewis was, I think he was an Anglican or a Lutheran, I think, I'm not sure. Okay, so Clive Staples Lewis was an Irish-born scholar, a novelist, and author of about 40 books, many of them on Christian apologetics, including the Screwtape Letters and Mere Christianity. His works of greatest lasting fame may be the Chronicles of Narnia, a series of 7 children's books that have become classics of fantasy literature. Alright, so now we see two very different viewpoints. Now, Sartre is a very fatalistic na pagkatao, being an atheist and an existentialist who viewed life as inevitable, as painful, and so on and so forth. Lewis, on the other hand, being a Christian and someone who believes in the divine will of life, looked at freedom in a different sense. Okay, so yun. Lewis, being a theist, one who believes in a divine being or God, centered his understanding of morality. Centered his understanding of morality. Sorry about the typo. Centered his understanding of morality around his Christian beliefs. Okay, so if you consider the Christian point of view, there is always a hierarchy, diba? Diba? For some, there is a pastor, then the faithful. For other sects, then there are bishops, then there are priests, and then there are the lay people. Okay, so there is an understanding as to, with that understanding, he uses the notion of something like that and likens it to a fleet of ships. Okay, so in his book Mere Christianity, Lewis likens freedom and morality to that of a fleet of ships. Okay, so when I say fleet of ships, it is a group of boats or ships, di ba? Mga barko. Okay, so morality and freedom are like a fleet of ships. So basically, this is the quote we look into. So this is very far from Sartre's understanding. No, for him, morality, freedom, man is condemned to be free and he has to be responsible, and he is forever responsible for his actions. Karon, we look at C.S. Lewis and he says morality and freedom are like a fleet of ships. So let's look into why. Okay, so within one fleet are a multitude of ships, often around 7 ships or 30 or more ships comprise one fleet. Okay, so these are a lot of ships. So there are 3 major points. First, each ship must stay out of each other's way and must not collide. Okay, dili pwede mo bangga ang mga barko, di ba? So, of course, when the ships are on the sea and they're going somewhere, malamang they have a certain distance from each other, right? Every individual ship must be seaworthy. So everything working in order. Diba, sa ka barko naman yung mga seaman, and they have all their particular work, from the ship, the bridge where the captain is and his officers, to the engine room where the engineers make sure that the ship is fixed, the ship can move. Okay, and the fleet must be in its proper course. Okay, so for example, a fleet going leaving Manila in order to go to Osaka, Japan. Okay, so they have a proper course. They know where they're going. Kabalo sila ahay lang goal. Okay, so looking into these points, let's relate it to morality. So morality is social. Okay, it is concerned with fairness and harmony between people. Okay, So if you look at the first major point of the fleet, then di ba, no ship has to get in each other's way. Okay? So walay dapat magbangga-bangga. Okay? There has to be a fairness and a harmony between people. Okay? So for example, kita mga Pinoy, we all know that we have a certain place we want, or we know what we need as an individual, and knowing that that is our need, then we know that we have other people have similar needs, di ba? Like if what you want to eat, then malamang they also want to eat. So, lain sa kung ikaw ra mukaon, di ba? So, morality, being social, it has to be concerned with fairness and harmony between people. Okay? Walay gubot, di ba? Kay kung gubot ang mga barko, malamang bangga na sila. Same thing goes for people. Kung wala tay harmony with each other, then sige na tag-away. Di ba? Next, morality is individual. It is concerned with harmony within the individual person. Okay, so aside from being harmonious with other people, you have to have harmony within yourself. Dili man pwede na fair ka sa lain tao pero dili ka fair sa imong self. Diba? So you have to look and understand that ikaw mismo na kay kapabilidad na maghuna-huna og tarong. Ikaw, kabalo ka kung fair ni sa imuha, dapat fair pud ka sa lain. Pero at the same time, kung gusto ang lain tao na fair ang imong trato sa ila, you have to also have some respect for yourself and know that you need respect as well. Okay? So, para sa imong kaugalingong peace of mind. Right? So, again, from the first, remember that morality is social. It means that you have to be concerned about the fairness with other people. Then, morality is individual. That means that you also have to be fair with yourself and have harmony within yourself. In other words, ikaw dapat kabalo ka maghuna-huna og tarong. Kung gusto ka tarong ang huna-huna sa lain tao, dapat tarong pud kag huna-huna. Okay? And lastly, morality has a purpose connected with the overall purpose of human life. Okay? So, unsay purpose sa morality? So, if our purpose is dapat gusto ta mabuhi, dapat kita tanan na ay fair share in the wealth of the land, kita tanan na opportunity na maka-work sa atong dream job. Okay? If all of us have if humanity has the purpose na dapat peaceful ta hangtod sa hangtod, then of course, you have to understand that walay purpose ang human life kung dili ka, first and foremost, dili ka fair sa lain tao o dili pud ka fair sa imong kaugalingon. Okay? So of course, even though life is unfair, it doesn't mean that you have to be. Diba? So, your actions, kumbaga, has to be in line with the greater good. In other words, your actions towards others should be fair, and your actions towards yourself should be fair. So kapag you at least attempt to be fair with others and yourself, then you will understand the purpose as to you will see how everyone leads to a purpose in which tanan maka-benefit. Okay? So morality has a purpose. In other words, if you want to go from point A to point B, you have to understand that there are certain things you have to do. Okay? Excuse me. So it is connected with the overall purpose of human life. So part of the purpose of human life is malamang, like every other animal, we are born, we live, we survive, we reproduce, we raise our own children, like every other animal. What makes us different to every other animal is our notion of morality, in which we try to make a harmony with ourselves, with others, in order for this continued purpose. Okay? So, if for example, there is a purpose to life, na pulos ang kinabuhi. So, how do we understand that purpose of life? That it means that we should not kill, we should not harm another individual, and we should not harm ourselves simply because we feel bad, simply because you're mad, simply because you're sad, or tungod na you feel that everything or everyone is against you, then mupatay kag tao or magpakamatay ka. So this goes against the purpose of human life, di ba? Because you are alive, you are here to do what a human is supposed to do. And what is that? To live. How do you live? You find a way to survive, di ba? And when you survive, you make a better way of living, right? Okay, even in your most depressing moment, there is always going to be a reason to get up. And if you lose sight of that understanding, eh, then you are not really fulfilling human life. Okay, so this is not just about expectations. This is not about expectations of others to you, or how you expect others to feel or to act or to do or to think what you think other people should think, or what other people should let you think. It is more or less understanding that fairness will come at a price, yes, but it doesn't mean that dili siya posible. Okay? So, purpose, social, individual. For Lewis, it is simply more or less this simply being in harmony, dito. When we say harmony, you nay kalinaw ba? Malinawon ang imong kinabuhi by allowing others to understand na dapat malinawon inyong relationship, so that malinawon pod imong kasing-kasing. And in a sense, you understand that as humans, as individuals, you all have a common goal, and that is to be happy, di ba? So, let's take a look at number 1, di ba? So, no ship gets in the way of other ships, otherwise they may collide and cause an incident. Okay? Likewise, humans, being rational beings, have the intellect to not get in the way of other people, knowing that other people are rational beings as well, in order to avoid unnecessary conflict. Okay? So, when we say rational beings, mga tao na kabalo maghuna-una. Okay? Or they can make their own decisions in life. Second, now every ship is independent from the rest of the ships. Every ship can function even without the help of other ships. And to ascertain that no accident happens, it does not get in the way of other ships. Okay? In terms of tao, in terms of morality, likewise, every individual human being functions individually without having to depend on other people. One makes sure to check his own bearings. Ang tao, they make sure na kablo sila asla padulong. Okay? So, ayun. Right? So, again, this is a summary, or this is a, how do we say this? This is an understanding of what we mentioned earlier, what unsay characteristics ng mga barko, and how is it related to morality. So, this is the explanation. Okay? And lastly, no ship goes to sea without a proper course. A ship cannot sail from the port of Iligan intended for Cebu but ends up in Tokyo. Diba? Dili man pwede na ang kokalyong na nasa Iligan na padulong unta sa Cebu moabot sa Tokyo. Diba? Dira isa ra dud iyang destination. Okay? So Iligan to Cebu. Mura man untang yang course. Diba? Likewise, in morality, morality serves a purpose for the good of humanity. Morality cannot be for the benefit of an individual or a group, but for the good of all. Okay? So, morality, dili lang para sa katao, dili lang para sa imuha mismo. Otherwise, you'll be selfish. And likewise, morality cannot be for the group alone. Okay? Okay, otherwise, you will be an oligarchy. Diba? Morality is for the good of everyone. Dili sa usa, dili sa grupo, kundi para sa tanan. Right? So to summarize, Lewis' explanation of morality is not unique to himself. Rather, it is an overall principle of religious traditions throughout the human race. Okay? So basically, ang wala man rin religion na mo na yung moralidad na para lang sa iya-iya lang, di ba? Or no good religion would tell you that another human being is less than you simply because you have a different belief system. Okay? So it is again, when we say overall principle of religious traditions, we do not mention the other religions that have human sacrifice as a tradition. Okay, so when we say religious traditions, we look at the Muslims, the Christians, the Jews, uh, the Buddhists, the Hindus, who in one way or another, even though they have different traditions, they all have this notion of being a good human being. Okay, right? So to avoid harming others is the main principle of every religion, or at least every good religion, to make sure that we are in harmony with others as well as ourselves, and by extension, you contribute to the good of everyone. Okay? So if you notice now, when you go to church, when you go to the mosque, there is always a sermon na ihatag sa imam or sa pari or sa pastor. And in a way, what they teach is more or less the examples that are written in the scriptures as to how you should act and how you should act towards others, but also remember that you should not neglect yourself. So harmony in a way is seen in how our religious leaders teach us, diba? So that aside from being at peace with other people, as well as being at peace with yourself, you come to understand that you are inadvertently contributing to the good of everyone. You are adding some benefit for the greater good, so that everyone will have an understanding as to how morality should work. Okay? So, ayun. So, what can we learn? So, we have discussed Sartre and Lewis at this moment, and here are the things we can learn. Okay? So, this is basically the summary for both philosophers. So, we have seen the viewpoints on morality by an atheist and a theist. But what value can we get from these two great thinkers of history? But more importantly, what values have you seen? Okay? So for Sartre, you have to be responsible for your actions since you are a free agent and your actions are based on your impulses and judgment. You cannot escape the consequences of your actions. For Lewis, our freedom is the freedom to not harm others, to be in harmony with others as well as yourself. Our morality guides us towards harmony. And with that, we come to an end in our discussion on freedom. Okay? So in the comment sections, write down who your favorite philosopher is in this discussion. Explain why, say who, explain why, and relate it to your experience. So if you like Sartre, you don't have to be an atheist to appreciate what Sartre says, huh? So yun, for your assignment, write it in the comment section. Who is your favorite philosopher in this discussion? What particularly inspired you or made you realize that in some way you have an experience that led to your appreciation of this philosopher? All right? So with that, thank you for your time. God bless. See you in the next video.